Welcome to English Listening Practice. I'm Emma Richards, and today we're going on a listening journey that will truly transform your English comprehension skills. This episode is specially designed for B1 and B2 learners who want to challenge themselves with real English conversations, stories, and interviews. We'll practice listening to different accents, speeds, and topics that you'll encounter in the real world. Here's how today's episode works. I'll present various listening segments, each followed by comprehension questions and vocabulary explanations. Don't worry if you don't catch everything the first time. That's completely normal and part of the learning process. I recommend having a notebook ready. After each segment, I'll give you time to think about the questions before providing the answers. You can pause anytime to replay sections or take notes. Today's episode includes 5 different listening challenges: a travel story, a job interview, a restaurant conversation, a news report, and a friendship dialogue. Each segment gets progressively more challenging, so you'll build confidence as we go. Remember, listening is a skill that improves with practice. Even native speakers sometimes ask for clarification, so don't be discouraged if you need to listen more than once. Let's begin our listening adventure. Our first listening segment is a travel story. You'll hear me tell you about a memorable trip to Scotland. Listen for the main events, the problems I encountered, and how I solved them. Pay attention to past tense verbs and time expressions. Here's the story. Listen carefully. Last summer, I decided to take a solo trip to Scotland. I'd always dreamed of visiting the Scottish Highlands and seeing the famous Loch Ness. I booked a small rental car and planned a week-long adventure. My journey began in Edinburgh, where I spent 2 days exploring the historic Royal Mile and visiting Edinburgh Castle. The weather was surprisingly sunny. Everyone told me it would rain constantly, but I was lucky. On the 3rd day, I drove north toward Inverness. The scenery was absolutely breathtaking: rolling green hills, ancient castles, and sheep everywhere. However, about halfway through my journey, disaster struck. My car broke down in a small village called Pitlochry. I was initially panicked because I don't know much about cars, and I was in the middle of nowhere. But the local people were incredibly helpful. A kind elderly man named Donald offered to help me. He called his nephew, who was a mechanic, and within 2 hours, my car was fixed. While waiting for the repair, Donald invited me for tea at his cottage. We talked for hours about Scottish history, traditions, and local legends. He even taught me some basic Scottish Gaelic phrases. It turned out to be the highlight of my entire trip. The rest of my journey went smoothly. I saw Loch Ness, no monster unfortunately, and hiked through the stunning Highlands. The experience taught me that sometimes the best travel memories come from unexpected situations and the kindness of strangers. Now, let's check your comprehension. I'll give you a moment to think about each question before providing the answer. Question 1. How long was Emma's trip to Scotland planned to be? The answer is 1 week. I said I planned a week-long adventure. Question 2. What problem did Emma encounter during her trip? Her car broke down in a small village called Pitlochry. Question 3. Who helped Emma with her car problem? An elderly man named Donald and his nephew, who was a mechanic. Question 4. What did Emma learn from Donald besides getting her car fixed? She learned about Scottish history, traditions, local legends, and some basic Scottish Gaelic phrases. Question 5. Did Emma see the Loch Ness Monster? No, she didn't. I mentioned no monster, unfortunately. Excellent! Now let's review some key vocabulary from this story. Solo trip, travelin' alone. Breathtaking, extremely beautiful or impressive. Disaster struck, something bad happened suddenly. In the middle of nowhere, in a very remote place. Highlight, the best or most important part. Stunning, extremely beautiful. Kindness of strangers, help from people you don't know. Notice how I used past tense throughout the story and included time expressions like last summer, on the third day, and within 2 hours. These help organize the narrative chronologically. Friendly, conversational, and natural. Speak as if talking to a friend. Use slight pauses and emphasis to keep it engaging. Avoid sounding scripted. Keep it real and relatable. Now let's practice with a job interview dialogue. You'll hear a conversation between a job candidate named Sarah and an interviewer named Mr. Johnson. Listen for Sarah's qualifications, her experience, and how she answers challenging questions. This segment will help you with formal English, professional vocabulary, and interview techniques. Pay attention to the polite language and how Sarah structures her responses. Here's the interview. As Mr. Johnson, professional, slightly formal tone. Good morning, Sarah. Thank you for coming in today. Please, have a seat. Sarah, confident, friendly tone. Good morning, Mr. Johnson. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me. I'm excited about this opportunity. Excellent. Let's begin. Could you tell me a bit about your background and why you're interested in this marketing position? Certainly. I have a bachelor's degree in marketing from State University, and I've been working in digital marketing for the past 3 years. Currently, I'm a marketing specialist at TechStart Solutions, where I manage social media campaigns and content creation. I'm particularly drawn to this position because your company has such an innovative approach to sustainable products. I believe my experience in digital marketing, combined with my passion for environmental causes, would be a great fit for your team. That's impressive. Can you give me an example of a successful campaign you've managed? Absolutely. Last year, I led a campaign for our eco-friendly product line that increased online sales by 45% over 3 months. The campaign included Instagram and Facebook advertising, influencer partnerships, and a content series about sustainable living. The key was understanding our target audience, young professionals who care about environmental impact but still want convenient solutions. We created content that was both informative and engaging, which really resonated with our customers. Excellent results. Now, what would you say is your greatest weakness? That's a great question. I'd say my greatest weakness is that I sometimes focus too much on perfecting details, which can slow down my initial productivity. However, I've been working on this by setting strict deadlines for myself and learning to prioritize which details truly matter for the overall success of a project. I've also started using project management tools to better track my time and ensure I'm meeting all deadlines while still maintaining quality standards. I appreciate your honesty. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In 5 years, I see myself in a senior marketing role, possibly leading a team of marketing professionals. I'd love to specialize further in sustainable marketing strategies and help companies communicate their environmental initiatives effectively. I'm also interested in continuing my education, perhaps pursuing a master's degree in marketing or taking specialized courses in data analytics to complement my creative skills. Those are ambitious but realistic goals. Do you have any questions for me about the position or the company? Yes, I do. Could you tell me more about the team I'd be working with? And what would you say are the biggest challenges facing the marketing department right now? Great questions. You'd be working with a team of 5 marketing professionals, and we're currently focused on expanding our reach in the European market. The biggest challenge is adapting our messaging for different cultural contexts while maintaining our brand consistency. That sounds both challenging and exciting. I actually have some experience with international marketing from my previous internship, so I'd be eager to contribute to that effort. Wonderful. Well, Sarah, thank you for your time today. We'll be in touch within the next week. Thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. I really enjoyed our conversation and look forward to hearing from you. Now, let's test your comprehension of this interview. Question 1. What is Sarah's current job title? Marketing specialist at TechStart Solutions. Question 2. What impressive result did Sarah achieve with her campaign? She increased online sales by 45% over 3 months. Question 3. What does Sarah say is her greatest weakness? She focuses too much on perfecting details, which can slow down her initial productivity. Question 4. What are Sarah's 5-year career goals? She wants to be in a senior marketing role, possibly leading a team, and specializing in sustainable marketing strategies. She also wants to continue her education. Question 5. What challenge is the marketing department currently facing? Expanding their reach in the European market and adapting messaging for different cultural contexts while maintaining brand consistency. Let's review the professional vocabulary from this interview. Background, personal and professional history, drawn to, attracted to or interested in, resonated with, connected with or appealed to, target audience, the specific group of people a campaign aims to reach, prioritize, to put things in order of importance, ambitious but realistic, challenging goals that are still achievable, brand consistency, maintaining the same brand message across different markets, be in touch, to contact someone, look forward to anticipate something positively. Notice how Sarah used the STAR method, situation, task, action, result, when describing her campaign success. This is a great technique for answering interview questions with specific examples. For our third segment, let's listen to a restaurant conversation. You'll hear a dialogue between a server named Maria and two customers, James and Lisa, who are celebrating their anniversary. Listen for how they order, ask questions about the menu, and handle a small problem. This segment will help you with service industry vocabulary, food descriptions, and polite requests. Pay attention to the informal but polite tone used in restaurants. Here's the restaurant conversation. As Maria. Good evening. Welcome to Bella Vista. Do you have a reservation? As James. Yes, we have a table for 2 under the name James. As Maria. Perfect. Right this way. Here's your table by the window. You have a lovely view of the garden. Can I start you off with something to drink? As Lisa. Oh, this view is beautiful. I'd love to see your wine menu, please. Of course. Here's our wine selection. We have some excellent Italian wines that pair beautifully with our dishes. Are you celebrating something special tonight? As James. Actually, yes, it's our 5th wedding anniversary. Congratulations! That's wonderful! In that case, let me recommend our chef's special appetizer. It's complimentary for anniversary couples. As Lisa, that's so thoughtful. What's the special appetizer? It's our signature bruschetta with fresh tomatoes, basil, and mozzarella, drizzled with balsamic glaze. It's absolutely delicious. As James, that sounds perfect. For wine, could you recommend something that goes well with seafood? I'm thinking of ordering the salmon. Excellent choice. I'd recommend our Pinot Grigio. It's crisp and light, perfect with fish. Lisa, have you decided what you'd like to drink? I'm not much of a wine drinker. Do you have any signature cocktails? Absolutely. Our most popular is the Bella Vista Spritz. It's made with Prosecco, elderflower liqueur, and fresh mint. It's refreshing and not too strong. That sounds perfect. Wonderful. I'll get those drinks started. Take your time with the menu, and I'll be back in a few minutes to take your order. How are we doing? Ready to order? I think so. I'll have the grilled salmon with the herb butter, and could I get the roasted vegetables instead of the rice? Of course. And for you, Lisa, I'm torn between the chicken marsala and the vegetarian pasta. What would you recommend? Both are excellent, but the chicken marsala is one of our most popular dishes. The sauce is rich and creamy, and it comes with garlic mashed potatoes. The pasta is lighter. It has seasonal vegetables and a lovely olive oil and herb sauce. The chicken marsala sounds delicious. I'll go with that. Excellent choices. Your meals will be ready in about 20 minutes. How is everything tasting? The salmon is cooked perfectly, but I think there might be a small issue with my vegetables. They seem a bit cold. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. Let me get you a fresh portion right away. There's no charge, of course. Thank you so much. No need to rush. Everything else is wonderful. I appreciate your patience. And since it's your anniversary, I'll make sure the chef prepares something special for dessert. It's on the house. You're so kind. This has been such a lovely evening. It's our pleasure. Celebrating love is what makes this job wonderful. Now, let's check your understanding of this restaurant conversation. Question 1. What special occasion are James and Lisa celebrating? Their 5th wedding anniversary. Question 2. What complimentary appetizer did Maria offer? Signature bruschetta with fresh tomatoes, basil, and mozzarella drizzled with balsamic glaze. Question 3. What wine did Maria recommend for James's salmon? Pinot Grigio, because it's crisp and light and goes well with fish. Question 4. What drink did Lisa choose? The Bella Vista Spritz, made with Prosecco, elderflower liqueur, and fresh mint. Question 5. What problem occurred during the meal and how was it resolved? James's vegetables were cold. Maria apologized and offered to bring a fresh portion at no charge, plus promised a special dessert on the house. Let's review the restaurant vocabulary. Reservation, booking a table in advance. Pair beautifully, go well together, food and wine. Complimentary, free of charge. Signature dish, a restaurant's special or famous dish. Drizzled with, lightly covered with a sauce. Crisp and light, description of wine that's fresh and not heavy. Torn between, having difficulty choosing. On the house, free, paid for by the restaurant. No need to rush. Take your time. Appreciate your patience. Thank you for waiting. Notice how Maria used polite service language like, of course, absolutely, and it's our pleasure. She also handled the complaint professionally by apologizing, offering an immediate solution, and providing extra compensation. Our 4th segment is a news report about a community garden project. This will challenge your listening skills with more formal vocabulary, statistics, and multiple speakers. Listen for the main facts, the benefits of the project, and the different perspectives presented. News reports often include interviews with various people, so you'll hear different voices and speaking styles. Pay attention to how the reporter introduces each speaker and summarizes information. Here's the news report. As news anchor. Good evening. I'm Emma Richards with Channel 7 News. Tonight, we're reporting on an inspiring community initiative that's transforming an abandoned lot in downtown Springfield into a thriving community garden. The Springfield Community Garden Project, launched 6 months ago, has already seen remarkable success. The initiative began when local resident Margaret Chen noticed that a vacant lot on Maple Street had been unused for over 3 years. We spoke with Margaret earlier today about how this project came to life. As Margaret Chen, I was walking my dog past this lot every day, and it just broke my heart to see such a beautiful space going to waste. There's so much concrete in our neighborhood, and families need access to fresh, healthy food. I started by talking to my neighbors, and the response was overwhelming. Within 2 weeks, we had over 50 volunteers and a clear vision for what we wanted to create. As news anchor, the project received initial funding of $25,000 from the City Council and additional donations from local businesses, totaling $8,000. The garden now features 40 individual plots, a communal herb section, and a children's learning area. Dr. Robert Martinez, a nutrition specialist at Springfield General Hospital, explains the health benefits of community gardens. As Dr. Martinez, community gardens provide numerous health benefits. Participants get physical exercise through gardening activities, which can improve cardiovascular health and reduce stress levels. More importantly, these gardens increase access to fresh vegetables and fruits, which is particularly significant in urban areas where healthy food options may be limited or expensive. Studies show that people who participate in community gardens consume more fruits and vegetables than those who don't. As news anchor, the project hasn't been without challenges. Initial concerns included soil contamination, water access, and neighborhood safety. However, the community worked together to address these issues. City environmental engineer Sarah Thompson supervised the soil testing and remediation process. As Sarah Thompson, we conducted comprehensive soil tests and discovered some contamination from the lot's previous use as a gas station. We removed the contaminated soil and brought in certified organic soil for the garden beds. The city also installed a water line and security lighting to ensure the garden is safe and accessible for families to use during daylight hours. Local teacher Amanda Foster has been coordinating the children's education program, which serves 30 students from 3 nearby elementary schools. As Amanda Foster, the children are absolutely fascinated by the growing process. We've integrated garden activities into our science curriculum, teaching them about plant biology, nutrition, and environmental responsibility. Last month, the kids harvested their first tomatoes and peppers, and they were so proud to take them home to their families. It's wonderful to see children develop a connection with their food and understand where it comes from. As news anchor, the garden's success has inspired similar projects in other neighborhoods. 3 additional community gardens are planned for next year, with the city allocating $75,000 for expansion. However, the project faces ongoing challenges. Maintenance costs, seasonal weather challenges, and the need for continued volunteer participation remain concerns. Margaret Chen remains optimistic about the future. This garden has brought our community together in ways I never imagined. Neighbors who had never spoken to each other are now sharing recipes and gardening tips. Children are learning, families are eating healthier, and we've created something beautiful together. The key to success is community involvement. Gardens require daily attention, and we've learned that success depends on having dedicated volunteers who are committed to the long-term vision. The Springfield Community Garden Project serves as a model for urban communities seeking to improve food access, community health, and neighborhood connections. For those interested in getting involved, the garden holds volunteer orientation sessions every Saturday at 10 a.m. For Channel 7 News, I'm Emma Richards. Now let's test your comprehension of this news report. Question 1. How long has the Springfield Community Garden Project been running? Pause 10 seconds. 6 months. Question 2. What was the total funding received for the project? Pause 10 seconds. $33,000 total, $25,000 from the City Council, and $8,000 from local businesses. Question 3. What health benefits did Dr. Martinez mention? Pause 10 seconds. Physical exercise, improved cardiovascular health, reduced stress, and increased consumption of fresh fruits and vegetables. Question 4. What environmental challenge did the project face? Pause 10 seconds. Soil contamination from the lot's previous use as a gas station. Question 5. How many children participate in the education program? Pause 10 seconds. 30 students from 3 nearby elementary schools. Question 6. What ongoing challenges does the project face? Pause 10 seconds. Maintenance costs, seasonal weather challenges, and the need for continued volunteer participation. Let's review the news vocabulary. Initiative, a new project or program. Thriving, growing successfully. Vacant lot, empty piece of land. Overwhelming response, much more positive reaction than expected. Communal, shared by the community. Contamination, pollution or harmful substances. Remediation, the process of cleaning or fixing something. Comprehensive, thorough and complete. Integrated, combined or incorporated. Allocating, designating or setting aside money. Dedicated volunteers, committed people who donate their time. Long-term vision, future goals and plans. Our final segment is a casual conversation between two friends, Alex and Jordan, who are planning a surprise birthday party for their friend Sam. This dialogue will help you practice informal English, including slang, contractions, and conversational phrases. Listen for the planning details, the friends' different opinions, and how they resolve their disagreements. Pay attention to the casual, friendly tone and informal expressions. Here's the friendship conversation. Hey, Jordan, I'm so glad you could meet up. We really need to nail down the details for Sam's surprise party. Absolutely. I can't believe Sam's turning 30 next week. It feels like we were just in college together. So, what's the plan? Well, I've been thinking we should do something at my place. My backyard is pretty spacious, and we could set up tables outside if the weather's nice. That sounds great, but have you checked the weather forecast? It's been pretty unpredictable lately. You're right. I looked it up this morning, and there's a chance of rain on Saturday. Maybe we should have a backup plan? Definitely. We could always move everything inside if needed. Your living room is big enough for maybe 15 people, right? Yeah, that should work. Speaking of people, I've been going back and forth on the guest list. Should we invite Sam's coworkers or keep it just to close friends? That's tricky. I think Sam would appreciate having some work friends there, especially since they've been spending so much time together on that big project. You know what? You're probably right. Sam's always talking about how much fun the team is. I'll send invitations to Mike and Sarah from the office. Perfect. Now, what about food? Are we doing a full meal or just appetizers and cake? I was leaning toward appetizers and finger foods. It's more casual and people can mingle easier. Plus, it's way less stressful for us to organize. I love that idea. We could do a potluck style. Ask everyone to bring something. That way we get variety and it's not all on us. Brilliant! I'll coordinate who brings what so we don't end up with 10 desserts and no main dishes. Good thinking. What about decorations? Should we go with a specific theme? I was thinking we could do something related to Sam's favorite hobby. You know, how obsessed they are with hiking and nature. Oh, that's perfect. We could do green and brown colors, maybe some plants, and those string lights that look like little leaves. Yes! And I saw these cute wooden signs online that say things like adventure awaits and take a hike. Sam would get a kick out of those. Sam would absolutely love that. You're so creative. What about music? Should we make a playlist? I already started one. I've got all of Sam's favorite songs from college, plus some new stuff I know they've been listening to lately. You're on top of everything. One more thing. What about the actual surprise part? How are we getting Sam there without spoiling it? I've got it covered. I'm going to tell Sam that we're just hanging out, maybe watching a movie. Then, when we get to my house, everyone will be hiding in the backyard. That's genius! Sam will be so shocked, in the best way, of course. I really hope so. Sam deserves something special, especially after that stressful few months at work. It's going to be amazing. Sam is so lucky to have a friend like you who puts this much thought into making them happy. Aw, thanks. But honestly, I couldn't do this without you. You always have the best ideas and keep me organized. That's what friends are for. I'm so excited for Saturday. This is going to be the best surprise ever. Now let's check your comprehension of this friendship conversation. Question 1. What milestone birthday is Sam celebrating? Sam is turning 30. Question 2. What backup plan do they have in case of rain? They can move the party inside to Alex's living room. Question 3. What food style did they decide on? Appetizers and finger foods in a potluck style, where everyone brings something. Question 4. What theme did they choose for decorations? A nature hiking theme with green and brown colors, plants, and string lights. Question 5. How is Alex planning to get Sam to the party without spoiling the surprise? By telling Sam they're just hanging out and watching a movie. Let's review the casual friendship vocabulary. Nail down, to finalize or decide on details. Spacious, having a lot of room. Unpredictable, hard to predict or forecast. Going back and forth, changing your mind repeatedly. Tricky, difficult to decide. Leaning toward, preferring or favoring. Mingle, to socialize and move around talking to different people. Potluck, a meal where everyone brings a dish to share. Get a kick out of, to find something amusing or enjoyable. On top of everything, well organized and prepared. Spoiling it, ruining the surprise. That's what friends are for, expressing mutual support. Notice how Alex and Jordan used collaborative language like, "What do you think?" "You're right," and "good thinking." They also used contractions frequently, which is very natural in casual conversation. Congratulations! You've completed a full hour of intensive English listening practice. We've covered 5 different types of listening situations: a personal story, a job interview, a restaurant conversation, a news report, and a casual friendship dialogue. Each segment challenged different aspects of your listening comprehension. The travel story focused on narrative structure and past tense usage. The job interview tested your understanding of formal, professional English. The restaurant conversation practiced service interactions and polite requests. The news report challenged you with multiple speakers, formal vocabulary, and information processing. Finally, the friendship dialogue exposed you to casual, informal English with slang and contractions. Here are my top tips for improving your listening skills. First, don't expect to understand every word. Focus on getting the main ideas and key details. Native speakers also miss words sometimes. It's normal. Second, pay attention to context clues. If you don't understand a word, the surrounding words often give you hints about the meaning. Third, notice the speaker's tone and emotion. This helps you understand the situation and the relationship between speakers. Fourth, practice regularly with different types of content. Real-world English includes various accents, speeds, and topics. Finally, be patient with yourself. Listening comprehension improves gradually with consistent practice. Your homework for this week: choose one segment from today's episode and listen to it again. Try to write down the main points without looking at the transcript. Then, pick 3 new vocabulary words and use them in your own sentences. Remember, every time you practice listening, you're building stronger neural pathways in your brain for processing English. You're doing great work. Thank you for joining me for this intensive listening practice session. I'm Emma Richards, and I'll see you next time for another exciting episode of English Listening Practice. Keep listening, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in your progress. You've got this.